13 people arrived in Denver from the U.S. southern border today. Of course, that number a far cry from the busloads of people we were seeing at the beginning of the year. Good evening. Glad you're with us on Denver 7 News at 10 tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. With fewer people seeking help in Denver, the city is starting to make big changes when it comes to its response. Denver 7's Claire Lavazorio shares what's on the chopping block come the new year.
Since January of 2023, Denver has supported nearly 43,000 immigrants arriving in the city. As of today, the city is serving 279 people. At the height of the crisis, that number was more than 5,200. To help support the need then, John Ewing, spokesperson for the mayor's office, says the Denver Asylum Seeker Program was born.
We were really focusing on getting folks out of shelter and into sustainable solutions.
Launched in April, that program provides 6 months of housing, food, and work training, while arrivals file federal asylum applications and await authorization to legally work in the U.S. But in 2025, the city says that program will not continue as it exists today because there isn't a need.
You aren't seeing buses arrive by the day. You aren't seeing, the same number of newcomers. You aren't seeing, say, 30, 40 people waiting outside of a Home Depot trying to find any kind of job they can to support their families.
Since the beginning of the response, the city has spent $75 million on those arriving in Denver. Comparatively, $12.5 million has been budgeted by the mayor's office for support next year.
There is still an immense need to help migrants that have come here.
Advocate with Together Denver, Amy Beck, says she still gets multiple calls a week from those needing help. Those arriving here will get some help after City Council approved a $6 million contract with Haven of Hope, a homeless shelter to provide food directly to families. Though Beck is critical of that contract, saying she would rather have the city provide financial assistance directly to immigrants and let them buy basic needs for themselves.
I thought it was really wise of the city to let them make choices on where to spend that money because every family has different needs.
As the calendar crawls closer to the end of 2024, Beck says the city is sending a clear message to those who are still arriving here.
The message it's sending is don't come to Denver, which is the message the city has been sending for quite a while now.
In Denver, Claire Lavazorio, Denver 7.
And Denver Mayor Mike Johnston unveiled his proposed budget for 2025 last week. And as Claire just mentioned there, he wants to allocate $12.5 million to support new immigrants, just a fraction of the $90 million budgeted for newcomers this year.
9 months ago, we were talking about other departments having to reallocate resources to support our newcomer program. At this moment, our newcomer program is reallocating resources to support the rest of our city departments, which we think is a great development. Border policy changes of the Harris and Biden administration have changed our inflow over the last 6 months. I think we've both built a far better system of services, and we have fewer arrivals.
Total proposed budget, $1.76 billion. Of course, it needs council approval. It is expected to be adopted in November.